Permacrafters, it's Christelle. Today I'm going to be talking about the wild, edible, and medicinal plant Sweet Violet, or Viola Odorata, that's in the Violaceae family and Viola genus. I'll cover its characteristics and its lookalikes before making a sweet violet-infused vinegar. And for more information about its nutritional and medicinal values, make sure to join our herbal remedies course. And remember that this short video is not your complete guide to foraging. Make sure to familiarize yourself with local lookalikes, contaminated areas, and always be 100% certain of your plant ID. Sweet Violet is a plant that is native to Europe, Western Asia, and India, and that's been introduced to North America, Australia, and South Africa. It's very similar medicinally to the common blue violet, or Violet sororia, which is an edible plant native to Eastern North America. And Sweet Violet is a perennial plant that grows in the mid-shade, often in gardens, along forest edges and trails, and in sidewalk cracks. And it's in bloom from around March to April, and the leaves are present practically year-round. Sweet Violet is a low-growing herb reaching just 5 to 15 centimeters in height, and it spreads out by carpeting the ground via asexual reproduction. So through vegetative reproduction, a new plant grows from the old plant, and that's possible thanks to Sweet Violet's rhizome and stolons, called also runners, that are modified stems which help the plant spread out. Ants also disperse the seeds of Sweet Violet in order for it to reproduce further. And the leaves of Sweet Violet have rounded teeth and form a basal rosette. The adult leaves are in a heart shape and rounded at the tip. While the leaves don't have any particular smell, the flowers do have a strong smell, but that's not always the case. And the petiole that holds the leaf is covered in small hairs. Sweet Violet does not have a stem, by the way. This is just the petiole. The sterile flowers are dark violet and occasionally lilac and white. They have 5 petals that are not fused together. The 2 upper petals are splayed back. The 2 side ones are out like wings, and the 5th one is lower and has dark veins at the throat of the flower. And it forms a long, narrow tube called a spur, in the back of which there is nectar. As for the fertile flowers, they are hidden and only develop in the fall. They don't open and they self-pollinate. Here in Europe, there are some lookalikes that are important to familiarize yourself with. When violet is not in bloom, as a beginner, it's easy to confuse it with other plants, so wait until it's in bloom before foraging. When it's in bloom, it's possible to confuse it with wild pansy, which is a type of violet that is sometimes all purple, but if you look closely, its leaves are actually elongated, and again, it's an edible plant. It's also possible to confuse it with ground ivy, which, unlike violet, has an actual stem, and ground ivy is edible. And then there's garlic mustard, but it smells like garlic, and it's also edible. The only lookalike in my region that is dangerous is pilewort, which is in the buttercup family. However, if you wait for it to be in bloom, it won't be possible to confuse it because the flowers are yellow. But the leaves do look quite similar, however, but they are shinier and they don't have any hairs on them. And if you are in North America, foraging for the common blue violet, then possible confusions include toxic plants like dwarf larkspur and wild monkshood, among other buttercups, and then golden ragwort is another lookalike in North America. Both the flowers and the leaves of Sweet Violet are edible and can be consumed raw or cooked. The roots, however, should not be consumed because they can induce vomiting. So violet leaves and flowers are generally considered safe, even in large doses. However, there are a few contraindications. So due to its methyl salicylate content, it shouldn't be consumed by those who have an allergy to salicylates, it's a hard word, like those found in aspirin. In addition to this, violet isn't safe for those with glucose 6-phosphate dehydrogenase deficiency. And finally, you may feel a slight burning sensation in the throat when consuming raw violet. All right, let's make a sweet violet infused vinegar.